What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. So real quick, if you haven't hit the like button down below, please go ahead and do that. It really helps me out in growing the channel, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you are notified every time I make a new video. Comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. Now, a little bit of a red day for Apple. We are down $1.13, which is 0.86%. As we take a look at the way it traded throughout the course of the day, there are a couple things that I really liked seeing in Apple today. So we'll take a look at that, and we'll take a look at a couple other things. So let's get right into it. Right, 0.86% was Apple. Nasdaq was down about 0.72%. The Dow Jones was down 107 points. Did not make a new all-time high today, as it had several times over the past week. So that's down 0.34%, and the S&P is down 0.4% as well. So compared to those, Apple was still a little relatively weak on the day, but nothing too crazy there. Excuse me just a second. Okay, here we go. So yeah, right out of the gate, let's take a look at how it traded. Right out of the gate, actually, let's take a look at yesterday. So we closed here pushing these $130 numbers, and then we were kind of flat in the after hours, right? And then we saw a little bit of a gap down. It broke below the 130 again, as we had yesterday, and it was kind of nasty looking for some of the day, right? So we fell to our next level before open, bounced, pushed up right at the open, right? And this, if you guys have watched my videos, we've seen this time and time again, where we go one way and then start going the opposite way for a lot of the day. So we saw a massive fall, held up there for a couple seconds, pushed down 127.41 low, right? Pushed up, as you could see, had a little hesitation here, up, down, up, right? And then stopped, came right back down here again, 128.50s, pushed down. This time though, what I liked again, and I'm just kind of talking out loud here as I'm seeing the price action during the day. Look, we don't go as low as here, right? We see a little bit of a reversion, push up. Great news. Look, we didn't go down to make a new low of day. We rather push up back to our level. Again, we break into it. As you can see, we come back to test it a couple times, right? But we hold it, which is strong. We take a break, we come back to test it again, strong. We come back to test it here again, strong. And then we run from 128.66 all the way to pretty much 130, and then we kind of take a breather into the close. So what could have been a $2.50 more of a red day, right? We're talking 2.5%, 3% red day, turned into a much smaller red day, which is why I am, not too upset with the way that Apple traded. That's the first thing. We are still red close to close, but the thing that I liked was, hey, we established this 128, boom, right there I meant, and then here a couple times, here a couple times, as a pretty good level of support. So that's really good news for us moving forward. Now let's take a look at what I see in the stock moving forward, and we can kind of see what this could mean. So if we take a look here, we still made a lower high by a lot, right? Yesterday's high was 132, today's high is 129.99. We also made a lower low by a lot, right? Yesterday's low was 129.40s, today's low is 127.40s, so about $2. But what I do like about today is we do have a little bit of a green candle, right? Which means where we open and where we closed is a little bit, so where we closed is a little bit higher than where we opened on the day. So again, like to see that, obviously, right? It means that we pushed up at some point during the day. Not necessarily enough to convince me that this is the start of a reversal, but a green candle is definitely a good sign, right? We could be on the verge of something. Now, I did pick up some shares here in the 120s, in the high 127s. Also picked up a longer term call today. Gave myself time until July because I do think it's going to turn around here sometime soon. But I've also set myself a pretty tight stop loss where if it breaks this 89 EMA in the 126s, I'm out of that trade. Again, not saying you should follow me, definitely do your own research, but I do think that hopefully it is getting to be a little oversold. So I do think we should see a bounce coming sometime soon. So I picked some up here. Again, higher risk than I would normally take, but you know, I've been watching it very closely and I like the way it's acting with levels of support. While that said, 89 EMA is still a very, very possible thing for us to visit in the next couple of days. But that's why I gave myself until July. I've got like, what, 5 months for my thesis to play out. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys posted if you are interested. But now let's talk about future levels of support, future levels of resistance. So if you guys have watched me, you know that this trend line, right, pretty much that we were looking at since November, bounce, pushed up, down, didn't quite get the bounce, pushed up, came down, bounce, pushed up, came down, bounce, pushed up, came down. This time we broke that trend line and now we are trading below it. So what do we have in terms of levels of support, levels of resistance? If you guys remember a couple days ago, we talked about the importance of holding the 55 EMA, and if we don't hold the 55 EMA, we have run room all the way down to the 89 EMA. And as we saw today, we broke below that 55 EMA, right? We gapped down by a lot, as we talked about earlier, and so we're below that 55 EMA. So levels of support, let's take a look at that first. We've got this 128.54 level that we saw hold up as really good support a couple different times throughout the course of the day, excuse me. Then we've got this 126.65 as our next level of support, and then we have the 89 EMA at 126.19. Those are the levels that I'm watching on the downside, 128.54, 126.65, and 126.19. On the upside, what we have coming up is this first level in the low 130s, so 130 kind of 30s pretty much, and the 55 EMA in the 130 40s, right? So combined, that's the first level that I'm watching. Then 130 145, then 132 32, then 133 kind of 40s, right? So those are the levels that I'm watching on the rise up. Again, tomorrow is options expirations. It is not only the weeklies expiring, right, but the monthlies expiring as well, which is always you know, a little bit weird in terms of how the market moves, because, you know, market makers are sometimes trying to push it one way or the other. So be careful of that if you are trading it tomorrow. Again, right now, what we really need to see is if we can capture this 55 EMA in the mid 130-50s, or if we go down to visit this 89 EMA 126.19. I really like the way that we traded today. Okay, I really like the way that we traded today. For the first time, right, we pushed up and we closed the day, you know, decently strong. I like that. I like that we had a small green candle, but I mean, if we take a look at how low we went today, I am still, you know, like I said, if we don't capture that 55 EMA, until we capture that 55 EMA, let me just say it that way, I do think we have run room down to the 89 EMA. So next couple of days, I think it's really important for us to take over 130 40s, or we could see a fall to the 126.19s. That being said, I'm hoping that this is the start of a reversal of trend. Maybe we start to consolidate for a little bit and start pushing up, but that's just me. So we'll see how that goes. It's absolutely not been fun watching Apple trade. I mean, being honest with you guys, right? Some days are great. Some weeks it ends up being super slow, but we also have to understand that, you know, Apple is the largest valued company in the world. So the fact that, you know, it's not moving as fast as we want it to is totally fine. But the other side of that is it should hopefully not continue falling the way it is either. So hopefully we see a reversal soon. Until then, you know, playing it relatively conservatively. Today's the first day where I really took on a naked call or naked option really on Apple in a while. So hoping, like I said, to see the trend change. And if not, I've got a pretty tight stop loss. So I'll be out of that trade, not risking too much money. But hope you guys enjoyed the video today. That's all I had. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Hopefully we can start pushing up and make some sort of a new trend that we start going. Not these higher or lower high, lower low, but maybe we start making higher highs and higher lows. So really excited about the time that comes. Again, push towards 55 EMA 130 40s. Really breaking, you know, into the 130s again would be great to see. So As always, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel. If you like Webull, that's what I'm using here in the videos. Link is in the description below. We both get some free shares if you sign up. That's all I have for you guys. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.